Mm. Hello and good morning. Okay, is this working? Oh, it wants me to add a title. Yoga flow. There we go. Are we doing it now? Are we doing it now? It's thinking about it. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Okay. Round two. Wednesday, which doesn't matter. It's flow day. Flow is what's happening on this Wednesday morning, and now with audio. So that's what's happening on my take two. Started going and having a big chat about life. No audio. Funny how sometimes it's just as little blocks in the way of our goodness that seem to happen. A little sip of coffee to keep the energy going. It's also just a delicious cup of coffee this morning. Beautiful. Okay, well, let's just get right in to it. Sitting down on your mat, maybe laying down, your choice. Taking some time to sense into the body. Noticing how you're feeling. Sending some love to those areas that maybe have tension or tightness, or those little shadow areas where you're a little bit sore. Maybe you just envision and you acknowledge them, you see them in your head, say, I love you, I got you, I see that you're a little sore, we got this. Or maybe grab your hands and take a little massage, my knees are a little sore, maybe your little back's a little sore. Taking some time to physically give yourself some love. Great expression of some self-love is taking care of yourself. And who doesn't love a little massage? I cannot wait for those to open back up with whenever that happens during this quarantine time. So yes, as you're now listening through, maybe take a little moment, also notice what feels good. Having the power of some gratitude, thanking those areas. Thank you for my energy this morning. Thank you that I woke up feeling really good, roaring to go, to have a great day today. Enjoying in. And if you need to move and wiggle and adjust and find that little tweak, maybe you want to roll those shoulders back and down, opening up through the collarbone. Maybe try palms facing up instead of palms facing down. Maybe you have your hands closer into the body or farther apart. Totally your choice. And allow yourself to be creative and playful. You don't have to be a perfect statue at any point, or even in this beginning section. But that stillness does help reduce the amount of distraction. So if you are moving around, notice, are you moving because your body is looking for that higher level of comfort? Or are you moving because you don't want to think about something, an area that you're about to get into? It's so funny how our body has these little defense mechanisms to protect us, but sometimes they prevent us from healing. So that is the deeper level to everything going on, even in this little pre-shavasana. So as you're moving through, maybe you take some time, let's connect in with the breath. Just starting to breathe a little deeper. That's all our cue is for today. Not working on any specific breath technique other than starting to maybe breathe with the abdomen, breathing a little more full, filling the lungs and slowing things down. Maybe that exhale, instead of taking that quick exhale, you really start to lengthen it out, letting it feel nice and good. As you're moving through, and connecting with that breath, it's a great time to set an intention for our practice, for our time together. Starting to let it be good. Your intention is just anything you're working on, maybe a little dedication for your practice, a word of encouragement. your intent for our time together, whatever that may be. Beautiful. And let's all come together and just take a few more deep breaths. Let's breathe maybe even audibly, taking that nice big inhale, filling the lungs. Exhale, let it go, maybe sigh it out. Another one, nice big inhale, breathing in. Exhale, release. One more big breath in. And let it go. So good. Starting to bring some movement back in towards the body. A little wiggle of fingers and toes. Maybe your wrists, ankles, elbows. Maybe you're a knuckle cracker. Who knows? Whatever it may be. And if you're seated, let's roll on down onto our backs here. Getting ready to bring in some movement. Beautiful. Let's bring those arms up overhead, taking that nice good morning stretch. Reaching up nice and tall. Ooh, it forces a yawn. Sometimes it feels so good. Inhale to really reach. And exhale, just let the arms relax and fall down. Let's take one more nice big inhale breath, reaching up overhead, reaching. And exhale, release, start to hug the knees in towards the chest. Take that gentle little roll from side to side, that nice little massage on the low back, letting it feel really good. Excellent. Noticing how as that low back presses in towards the floor and you pull those knees in, you actually have a little tuck of the pelvis. That's what helps that low back really press in. Notice also the mid back. Notice if you're still arching through anywhere of the back, can you start to connect those vertebrae a little bit deeper? Starting to press them in towards the spine. Figure out how you need to adjust to do so. And make sure you're pulling belly button in towards spine. Excellent. Let's find our stillness. If you're still rocking from side to side, just embrace a little stillness. And let's just come into just a little bit of movement with the knees. Just rocking the knees from side to side. So you can still hold on to the knees, or if you want, you can align the arms just kind of alongside the body, or even tucking under the sits bones to help stabilize. Just a little rock from side to side. Warming up a little bit through those hip sockets. If you want a little more, you can bring those feet to that 90 degrees. That'll start to activate into those lower abdominals. Keeping it nice and gentle. And if you want a little more, you might need to move your arms a little bit farther away. But you can kind of try to tip over and find that tipping point. Make sure you keep the shoulder blades planted in. And this will start to activate into those obliques, into those side abdominal muscles, which are really fun to work with. I'm trying really hard to keep my knees together. So if you're like me and you've got those externally rotated hips, odds are your knees are at some point going to want to float apart. That's where if you have a block or really anything, I've used a shoe before in between the knees to go back and forth. Even if you don't have externally rotated hips, I don't know. I do, so that's what I'm blaming it on, is on that. So the little block is really helpful between the legs here. Also in bridge pose, really helpful. Maybe I'll do a couple block moves this morning, showing you how to get into it. Excellent. So if you're moving back and forth here, and then you want a little more, if you're looking for some more work, especially on those lower abdominals, the straighter you bring the legs, the more weight your body's going to have to work with to bring those legs back up. So, therefore, making it harder. Excellent. We'll just take a few more on either side here. Coming all the way back up and lowering down. Excellent. Find your stillness. I'm gonna release my block. Have a little bend to those knees. They're hanging out at that nice 90 degrees. And let's just start to extend one leg nice and long and pull it in, work with the other. So we might be feeling into those hip flexors a little bit. Might be feeling into those abdominals a little bit. If you need to make it easier, just don't extend the leg as far. You can do just a little tap down on the ground. Or another thing I like to do is tuck my hands underneath those sits bones, especially for this one where you're just extending legs. That really helps, or at least helps me, keep that low back pressed in. It's just adding a little bit of height to the pelvis and to the hips. And for me, makes it much easier. So I love doing these kind of movements, or even anywhere where my feet are above my hips and hanging out together with my hands tucked under. You can use a block I find is a little bit too high. So it's a great opportunity for a pillow or a folded blanket, moving through. Excellent. Starting to feel that warmth, starting to feel that nice engagement. If you want a little more, if you want to get that heart pumping, you can increase your speed. Just really kind of pumping it out. Taking what you need. Just listening to your body though. This is just our warm up, just starting to get things going. So you could still be doing these tiny little taps if that's where you're at and that feels best this morning. That's a great option. All right, let's keep going for just a few more. Finding that warmth, feeling that little burn. Let it feel good for 3, 2, and 1. Plant the feet. Release the hands and windshield wiper, dropping the legs from side to side. You can go just a little bit, you can go a lot. You can keep knees together, you can let knees kind of open up. Your choice. Beautiful. It's a great way to kind of release those hip flexors, and you're actually getting a little bit of a twist happening there. So let's go ahead and take a nice twist. So come back to your stillness. Roll those shoulders back and down. Bring the knees over the hips, maybe come to that 90 degrees. Reach those arms out and fall down towards the left. Letting the legs drop down. Keep pressing that right shoulder in. Hand can come on top of the leg or the knee. Notice here I have this space. Another great opportunity. Tuck a little block in, especially if that's hard on the knee. Great opportunity to use a block between the legs. Feels kind of like the comfort of a body pillow. Take a nice big inhale. See if you can lengthen through the spine. Take an exhale. See if you can relax. Beautiful. I'm going to remove. Actually, I'm going to keep my block in because I'm just going to swing my legs up. So I'm pressing my knees together, coming all the way up and dropping the legs towards the right. Gaze goes towards the left. Taking that little breath in to lengthen. Exhale to relax. Left shoulder still pressing in. Gaze can go to the left as well. And right hand can either hang it on top of the legs. But the weight of the hand will just add a little bit more in towards the stretch. Letting it feel good. Connecting in. So good. I still have the block between my knees, which is good, and I'm actually just going to leave it there to hang out. I'm going to return my head to neutral, reach my right arm back out long, and pressing my knees together, and swinging my knees up, and planting my feet, walking my heels in nice and close to my sits bones. I am just going to adjust the block. Shoulders still rolled back and down, and arms just coming alongside of the body. Inhale, get nice and tall. Exhale, pull the belly button in towards the spine, get nice and strong, and then start to press into the feet, lifting the hips up off the ground here. Your choice. You can hang out just at like 30 to 50%, maybe even 60, just keeping it really gentle right off the bat here. Start to notice the shoulders. Can you start to press the shoulders in towards the ground, helping stabilize and be nice and strong? Maybe even press the hands into the ground. Using the whole body in this bridge pose. Take an inhale. Remembering to breathe here. Exhale. Let's come up a little bit higher. Maybe hanging out at that 60, 70, maybe even 80% range. Maybe start to squeeze those glutes together, activating into the glutes. Remembering to breathe, pressing the feet nice and strong, keeping the knees in line with the hips of the feet. So if you're not using the block, you have to be mindful of it. If you're using that block and you're maybe even squeezing the block a little bit, you'll have that alignment. The legs will be splaying open. Holding here for one more round of breath. Big inhale and exhale. Start to roll down nice and slow. Coming all the way down, vertebrae by vertebrae. I feel like I need to just walk my feet in a little bit closer. You can adjust your feet and your hands and your shoulders, however you need to. Take that inhale, lengthen. Exhale, nice and strong through that core. Feet press up. Or feet press in to lift the hips up. I guess that's more of the complete sentence. Take an inhale, breath, and exhale. Maybe coming up a little bit higher, a little bit stronger, really pressing into the toes and the heels. Notice if you were just using half the foot to stabilize, that really is our anchor point here, that and the shoulders. So let's really anchor them in towards the ground. Maybe even play around with your edge, finding that max line, feeling all the strength and the power from the legs, feeling that openness in the front line of the body, letting it feel really good. Holding here for just another moment or two, remembering to breathe, doing all of those good things. And let's exhale, roll things down nice and slow. Getting in that nice little massage along the back, landing everything in. I softened through my knees, so my block almost fell, so we'll just adjust that. Excellent. Let's come into one more nice little bridge pose. I feel like rounds through your heart, just nice and well rounded. So, taking that inhale breath, exhale. Pull the belly button in nice and strong. Hips go up thanks to all of that force of the feet pressing in, of the shoulders pressing in, maybe even interlace the hands underneath the sits bones, finding some extra openness on the front body. Taking that nice big inhale. I'm going to just walk my feet in a little bit. I don't know why I feel like they're just so far away. Letting it feel really good. Squeezing through those glutes, lifting the hips a little bit higher. Pressing into the feet so nice and strong. Maybe you press extra into the heels, lifting the toes up off the ground. So you're feeling that extra stomping in through the heels, almost like you're playing the tug of war, and you really got to prevent that rope from making any kind of movement. And then let's plant the toes down, rolling into the toes, lifting the heels off the ground. Feeling those toes be so nice and active. Keep lifting those hips up nice and high. And let's release the hands and roll down nice and slow. If you can plant whatever feels best for you. Excellent. I'm going to remove my block and hug the knees in towards the chest. Taking just a little counter movement from those back bends, those bridges. Maybe even curl your head up, coming into a tiny little ball. Roll it back down and making your way into a seated position. Sitting up, maybe take a couple rolls up, maybe roll onto your favorite side and then come up. Letting it be good. I'm just going to check and see because I turned off. Perfect. Okay. Sorry, I got my clock back on. It's on low power mode. You know, all those good things. Sitting in however you would like, rolling those shoulders back and down. Take an inhale, get really nice and tall. Exhale, engage through that core. Just take a moment, really pull everything in. So you're so strong through the middle, but as well as through the back. Feel how everything kind of pulls up and in nice and strong, but keep those shoulders nice and relaxed. Let's inhale, sweep those arms up. You're reaching it up nice and tall. Exhale, pull the hands down to heart center. Inhale, reach it up. Warm it up just a little bit through the shoulders. A little bit through the spine. If you want to look up, take that little back bend. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Taking one or two more. So good. Reach it up nice and tall. Interlace the thumbs. Coming into little moose hands or spirit fingers, giving them a nice little wiggle. Find that extra bit of length and exhale over towards the left. Reach it out nice and tall and strong. You can inhale. See if you can get a little taller. Pull the ears away from the shoulders. Exhale, engage that core and start to spin that right shoulder open. Maybe gaze goes up towards the ceiling. Let's come on back up towards center. Reaching it up so tall. And over towards the right. Reaching. Take an inhale and lengthen. Exhale, rotate open. Gaze goes up. So good. Let's come on back up. Reach it up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach it up nice and tall. Exhale into a nice little forward fold. Maybe you just simply come down to a little bow, resting the elbows on the knees, or even hands on the knees. Just roll those shoulders back. Maybe bring the hands onto the ground. Maybe you walk those hands a little bit more forward. Coming into your preferred depth of your forward fold, letting it feel good on your hips and your low back. Dropping the head down. Just taking that little break, letting it feel good. Take a nice big inhale. See if you can lengthen. Roll those shoulders back and down. Exhale. Oh, Donnie, you found me. I was just worried that you couldn't. I did start it up right afterwards, but my bad. All right. Press into those hands. Let's come on back up. You missed all our core work. I don't know, man. Let's switch the feet. Opposite foot in front. Still finding that length. Let's inhale, sweep those arms up, but like I did yesterday, I don't know if you were with me yesterday, take that, bring the hands to touch, and then exhale, have the palms facing outwards and come down the same way you came up. So inhale, reach it up. Exhale, pull it down. And just playing around. I love just the hands and pulling them down to heart center, but this is just working those same muscles in just a slightly different way. And so you might notice your arms starting to get a little bit sore. This is just a nice way to connect movement with the breath as well. Warming up nicely through those shoulders. So good. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, pull the hands to heart center, coming into that nice prayer position. So nice and good. Option is to have elbows pressing out, or you can try to bring forearms together. Always a fun little variation you can add in as well. That'll just reveal some tightness through the shoulders, through a little bit more of the back. Beautiful. So fun. All right. Let's bring our hands down to our knees and reaching for the opposite knee. Hand extends nice and long and starts to spin open. You can keep that hand open if you want, or you can plant that hand right behind the spine. Feels really good, kind of like that second spine. You can inhale and get nice and tall. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Just a nice little twist, letting it feel good. Beautiful. Let's start to untwist, coming back towards center, and getting ready to twist to the other side. So reaching for the other knee. Hand reaches out, spins all the way around, either staying floating open, got a nice little windowsill I can reach on here too. You can plant that hand down and lengthen, getting so tall, and twisting a little deeper. Beautiful. Let's release and come on back towards center. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, reach it forward, coming into your nice little forward fold. However deep you'd like to go. maybe just hanging out. I like to take a little rock here. I don't know why, just something I naturally do. So it must not be bad. Seems intuitive. So if you have any intuitive motion that you're naturally doing here, go ahead and embrace it. I am trying to keep a flat-ish spine though. So shoulders rolled back and down. Connecting with that breath. Nice big inhale. And that full exhale. Beautiful. You can bring that chin in for that nice little tuck, little extension. Then press on up, coming back up and making our way into our all fours position, finding that nice tabletop. Planting the hands under the shoulders, take that inhale and start to look up, drop the belly down. Exhale, round through the spine, press that back up as much as you can, pressing into those shoulders. Inhales to lift up. Exhales to round. Moving at your own breath, at your own pace. Feeling it out, let it feel good. I can smell the coffee. Give a nice little coffee break. Beautiful. Make your way into that nice tabletop position. Kick the right toes out, sending them back. Take a little moment. You can flex out the foot. Trying to get that heel down. Feel that nice little stretch along the calf. Maybe into the ankle a little bit. So nice. This is totally one of my favorites. Really love it. Beautiful. And then let's start to bring that leg out towards the right. So coming to that 3 o'clock position. Let me just kind of spin here. Mirror you. Beautiful. So hanging out here. And let's bring those hands towards the left. So aligning hand and knee. Left hand sweeps open. We found ourselves in a nice little gate pose. So you can adjust that hand however you need to really kind of plant it down. Stacking shoulder over shoulder. Arms reach out. Maybe even gaze goes up. So here's our gentle version of this, is with that right foot down. If you want a little more, maybe start to really press into that standing leg, into that knee. Then you get ready to float the leg up. You can flex through the foot, extending through the toes, letting that feel really good. I mean, other option is you can bend through the knee, reach for the ankle, and come into the binded version. It's really just a nice quad stretch. Or even like almost imagine it like a dancer's pose, where you're lifting through the heart, finding that nice heart opener, as well as kicking into the hand, pulling into the foot. You be nice and active here. Really good at opening up through the body. So nice. If you can't reach the foot, great opportunity for a little strap or whatnot. I'm going to release with control, no slingshotting motion. I'm coming back up, reaching it up, maybe even reaching that arm overhead. Let's bring that foot back down, bring that hand down, crawl hand over hand, and coming back to center. Bring that right knee in. Take an inhale, look it up. Take an exhale, come into your angry cat. One more little cow. Nice little cat. Find your tabletop position. And left foot kicks out back behind you. Take a little moment, flexing into it. Trying to get that heel down. Got a nice little wall behind me that I'm kind of kicking into. Feels kind of good. Beautiful. And let's bring that foot out to that 9 o'clock position. So starting to press into that foot, walking the hands over towards the right, planting that right hand down. The left hand sweeps up and open. Gaze can go up. Really finding that nice openness. Letting it feel really good. Take a nice big inhale. Pull the ears away from the shoulder. And exhale. So nice and strong. Maybe start to really press into that standing leg. And coming onto your tiptoe, floating the leg up. I like to flex through the foot here, extending out through the heel. Finding that nice little bit of strength. Often tag out here and work the core, or find that openness, reaching for the ankle. Might take a couple of tries to get into it. And you can just hang out here and not really do anything, but then you're not really doing anything. So even pulling the ankle in towards the sits bones, you'll start to get a little quad stretch. If you roll that left shoulder open, you'll find some openness through that collarbone. And if you actively kick into the foot, pull into the hand, you'll just find all of that nice openness, so active throughout the body, feels really good. This is my variation of dancer pose for the gentle class. Maybe we'll try it standing, we'll see. Beautiful. I'm going to release, but with control, so I'm not slingshotting the foot. Leg reaches out, arm reaches up, reaches overhead. So good. Drop that foot down, drop the hand. Walk hand over hand back towards center. Pull that knee in. Take a nice little sway from side to side. Getting into the hips. Feeling that nice little release. So good. Excellent. Let's just tuck the toes right under, pressing into the hands, into the feet, lifting the hips up, making your way into our downward dog. You can take a little moment and pedal out the feet. Finding that nice stretch. So good. Take a nice big inhale and exhale. Get nice and strong. Pull that belly button in. And send the hips up maybe a little bit higher. Excellent. Inhale to our plank position. Taking a little flow here. Knees can drop down. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, take your little back bend. Roll those shoulders back and down. And then tucking the toes under. Maybe you push up to that tabletop position. Into just that quick little almost child's pose. And then you kick into the toes. Lifting the hips up, making your way back to that nice downward dog. There's our gentle little flow. Sitting so long through the hands. Let's look towards the front of the mat. Hop, step, jump, or tiptoe. Into a nice forward fold. Take a nice inhale breath. Exhale, soften and release. Maybe shake that head no. Maybe pedal out through the legs. Maybe lift one heel off and then the other. Just straightening through. My hamstrings are tight, so I'm listening to them. So good. Let's inhale, halfway lift. Roll those shoulders back and down. Bend the knees. Sink the hips. Sweep those arms up. Making your way into that nice little chair pose. Beautiful. Finding that strength. Inhale, come up a little bit. Exhale, sink a little lower. Pull that belly button in. Activate into that low back. Nice and strong. Beautiful. Come all the way up. Reach it up. So tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. Let's step right toes back. And coming into our warrior two. Right toes point towards the long edge of the mat. Left toes point forward. Taking a moment to bend into that left knee. So that is one way to play around with the depth of the posture. If you have just a gentle bend, that'll be easier than if you do a deep bend. So your choice. There's no expectation that the knee be perfectly in line with the foot. If that's something you really feel like getting caught up on and you're finding it really hard, bring that back foot in a little closer. Maybe you heel toe it in, and then that makes it more accessible. So your options for easier is less bend to the knee or legs closer together, and just vice versa. If you're looking for more challenge, add some more space between the feet, then bend super deep. Let's lift those arms up. Beautiful. Let's bring yourself to a nice thumbs up, palms facing open. Just playing around here. Bring the arms forward. Give yourself a nice big hug. Notice which elbow is on top. Lift through the elbows. Sinking still through that leg. Beautiful. Let's release. Open up. Give those shoulder blades a nice little squeeze. Try to open those hands up as much as you possibly can. And give yourself a nice big hug. Opposite elbow coming on top. No, I did the same. There we go. Bring the elbows up. Give yourself that nice big squeeze. Let's open it up. We'll do 2 more of those. Yes, still in that bent knee position. So if you need to adjust and straighten, you go ahead. Give yourself that nice big hug. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Lift through the elbows. Get that nice stretch. Pull that belly button in. Exhale, release. Open it up. Give yourself a thumbs up. Doing great. Open up through those arms. Lift through the heart. Exhale. Give yourself that nice little hug, opposite way, opposite arm underneath, lift through the elbows, so good. Excellent, let's open it up, release, straighten through that front leg, reach those arms up, interlace the hands, flip the wrists, just a nice little break on the leg, letting it feel good. Exhale, right back in to that nice warrior 2 position. Pressing firm into the feet, bringing some awareness there. Let's drop elbow down towards knee. Right hand reaches up. So nice and tall. Finding all of that length. Beautiful. Let's come on back up. Warrior 2. Flip the left palm up and start to reach that hand up. Coming into a reverse warrior. Odds are you probably started to straighten through that front leg. Sink into it. Still feeling all of that power through the legs. Hand can hang out on the hip. Track down the leg. Or tuck in behind the back. Using that little bit more core. Then you don't have your hand to help stabilize. Beautiful. So make your way back to that nice warrior 2. Bring the hands to heart center. Let's twist towards the left. And at some point, you'll hop up onto those back toes. You can adjust the foot as you need to. The odds are the feet are really skinny and close together. Beautiful. Roll left hip back, push right hip forward. And let's step towards the top of the mat. Coming all the way up into a nice standing position. Roll those shoulders back and down. Pressing so strong. Excellent. Into the feet. Knees spin open. Start to shift your weight to the left foot. And bring a bend to that right knee, keeping knees together. So simply hanging out here. Bring that right hand, reach it all the way up. So nice and tall. And start to bring it back behind you, grabbing on for that foot. So your choice, holding inside of the foot, outside of the foot. Hold it on here. Yep. I always get a little Charlie horse in my hamstring. I started doing some cars exercises and they've never been the same. All right, so now left hand starts to reach up and then you start to kick into the hand, pulling into the knee. So that is the motion that starts to lift the leg up. So this is already our dancer pose. Mentioned it earlier, so you're just working on balance, and it's as you start to kick a little bit higher that you'll end up starting to bow down. So it's not really about adding a fold into it, it's about trying to pull and kick that right leg a little bit higher and trying not to fall over as well. So beautiful. So good. With control, let's float on back up. And release the foot. You can march it out a little bit. So good. Yep, I don't have a glamorous dancer pose, but I'm working on it. So let's inhale, reach it up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, bend the knees, sink the hips. Sitting into our nice chair. So strong. Fold the front body forward. And straighten through the legs, folding into your forward fold. Beautiful. Feeling that nice connection. Maybe pedal out the legs. Maybe drop the arms. Making it feel really good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees so you can plant the hands down. Step it back into your downward dog. If you don't want to flow or if you don't want to hold downward dog, you can take a little child's pose if you want a little rest. That's a nice, great option. Or you can roll into your plank, lower it down, press it up, taking that nice little back bend. Maybe you come up just a touch higher, your choice. Tuck those toes under, press it up into a nice downward dog, holding here for a full breath. If you're in that child's pose, come on back up. We'll just take one little flow today, keeping it really gentle. Nice inhale, full exhale. Looking towards the front of the mat, hop, snap, or shunt, into that forward fold. Meeting back here. Take that nice big inhale, and an exhale. Let's inhale halfway up. Roll those shoulders back and down. Taking a moment here, just finding that length through the crown of the head. Bend the knees, sink the hips. And sweep those arms up, making your way into a nice little chair pose. Roll those shoulders back and down. Don't let the shoulders hunch up by the ears. Inhale, get a little taller. Pull the belly button in. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Beautiful. Holding here for 3, 2, and 1. Press all the way up. Reach it up so nice and tall. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach it up. Feels so good. You can take a little back bend here if you want it. Exhale, hands to heart. And step those left toes back, coming into that warrior 2. I'm going to just switch things around. Now the top of my mat is up front and my back isn't towards you. So taking that time to adjust into the warrior 2 you want. Easier, harder, challenging or not. Letting it feel good. Try to find that openness through the hips. Take an inhale, get nice and tall. Exhale, pull the core in nice and strong. Let's reach those arms out. Imagine those arms just floating in the air like little balloons. Or pulling them up. I used to really struggle with my shoulders and my arms in this, holding them here for forever, like what it would seem like, until someone gave me that visual, the little balloons making the head and shoulders weightless, but the legs are still super powerful. Let's bring the thumbs up. Tell yourself you're doing awesome. You are awesome. Let's open it up nice and strong. Exhale, bring just the hands together. So if you want to go for the hug, you can, or if you want to, you can just cross at the elbows. Open up. Exhale, down. And open it up nice and big. Exhale. You can just 1 or 2 more here. Reaching it open, squeezing through those shoulder blades. So good. Feeling a little burn through the shoulders. So nice. Reach it open. Straighten through that right leg, giving it a nice little break. Reach those arms up. Maybe you reach for opposite wrist. Reach it up nice and strong. And exhale back into that nice warrior 2 position. Drop the elbow down onto the knee. Left hand can hang out on the hip. Can tuck behind the back if you want a little more shoulder stretch. Or it can reach up in the air. Whatever you prefer. Even here you can have your leg slightly straightened. Or add that huge bend to it to work really nice and hard. Pressing it strong to the feet. Let's come on back up. Warrior 2. Right palm flips up and starts to reach up as you tip backwards. Coming into your reverse warrior. Nice big inhale. Nice full exhale. So good. Finding all of that reach. Excellent. Let's come on back. Warrior 2. Hands to heart. Let's start to twist towards the right. Coming in. to our little high lunge. So at some point, you're hopping up onto those back toes, rolling right hip back, pushing the left hip forward. So nice and strong. And then stepping towards the top of the mat. Let me just switch to my top of the mat here so that it feels good. Excellent. Planting into the feet, into the hands. Spinning the knees open, activating into the sidelines of the legs, using all of that connective tissue to help us. And start to shift the weight towards that right foot. Bring a bend to that left knee, still keeping knee to knee. Left hand reaches up nice and tall. Then start to spin it back behind you, reaching for that left foot. Beautiful. If you need to use your strap, a tie, a house coat tie to reach out, even if you're just holding onto the leg. You can also do this without the connection. It is a lot more on the core than on the legs. It's a great challenge. So if you've never tried that and you want to, you're welcome to. And then let's start to actively pull into the foot, kick into the hand. And the leg should kick back first before you start to dive down. So feeling that connection, lifting it up. Whoop. You got distracted. Find a little drishty point maybe. There we go. Nope. Still don't got it. That's okay. Okay, I'm gonna give it one more try just because I'm feeling determined to do it properly. I always pull my leg out, but I'm trying to keep knee to knee and the leg go back. There we go. Finding that openness, you can reach that right hand up. Wherever it needs to go to balance. So good. Excellent. All right, let's release with control. Come on, back up. Release the foot. Plant it down. Excellent. Great work on that little balance pose. Let's inhale, reach it up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach it up. Nice and strong. Bend the knees, sink the hips. And coming into our nice little chair pose. You can bring the hands down to heart center, roll those shoulders back and down. Inhale and exhale, deepen. Take 3 little pulses here for a count of 3. For 3, 2, and 1. Bow the body down, coming into your forward fold. Letting the head hang heavy. Nice little dangle. Beautiful. Nice little break here. Letting it feel nice, letting it feel good. Let's inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, take that nice big step back into your downward dog. Pressing into the hands, finding all that length. And finishing off with a nice little flow. You can make your way to child's pose, we'll get there. Exhale to lower. Inhale up. Shoulders far from the ears. Tuck the toes, push back. Downward dog, take a full breath here. Find all that length. And then drop the knees, maybe nice and wide. Coming into your child's pose. Connecting with that breath. Letting it feel really good. Excellent. Take a nice big inhale and a full exhale. Starting to press up. Let's come all the way up and roll things around. Coming into a reclined position, lying down on our mats. Rolling those shoulders back and down. Having that nice little tuck at the chin. Take a nice big inhale breath and lengthen through the crown of the head. Maybe you even have your knees bent and feet planted. You press gently into the feet to get a little taller. Exhale, relax, melt in towards the mat. Let's hug that left knee in towards the body. You can send that right leg nice and long. Just taking a little moment, opening up through the hip.
Holding on to that knee with your right hand, reach your left arm open and start to roll onto that right side, keeping that left hip or left shoulder planted down. Just engaging in a nice little twist. Gaze can go towards the left. Nice big inhale. Full exhale. Beautiful. Return the head to neutral. Start to untwist. Pulling that left leg in towards the chest again. Give it a nice big squeeze. Then let's switch. Right knee comes in towards the body. Taking a little moment, hugging it in. You can even do this with the foot planted far. If having it extended doesn't work for you, doesn't feel good today, this works too. Even works for when we add the twist in. So grabbing onto that right leg with the left hand, right arm reaches out, and start to just simply roll onto that left hip. Like it's almost like a little fetal position with the knees bent. So leg can be extended nice and straight if you want that little more challenge, or there could be a bend to that knee, trying to keep that right shoulder planted in. Gaze can go to the right. If you want a little more, you can extend the top leg. Your choice. Take a nice big inhale and a full exhale. See if you can soften. And let's start to untwist, pulling that leg in towards the chest, rolling onto the back. Nice big hug. Beautiful. Send it nice and long. Take a nice big inhale. Reach it up, that last good morning stretch. Just feel like all that openness, maybe even point through the toes. Arms reach up, feel that through the ribs. And exhale, hug the knees in towards the chest. Or maybe you reach on through for the feet, coming into that nice little happy baby. You can go up in the air, knees draw in towards the body. You take a little movement, a little rock from side to side. You can reset the spine, adding that little resistance to the feet. Pulling into the feet, kicking into the hands, extending the head nice and tall. And then relaxing into our little freestyle portion of the class. If there's another pose or movement you want to play around with before Shavasana, what are you looking for? What do you need? What would feel really good? Take some time and play around. Maybe you want a little waterfall. Maybe you want some reclined cobbler. Soles of the feet come to touch, knees fall open. Letting it be good. I know dancer's pose is definitely not an easy pose to try to work on and do, but it's a fun little balance pose. It works lots through the shoulders, lots through the core and the legs. It kind of does everything. So, but if you didn't get it today, don't beat yourself up. It is hard. I still even struggle with it. And especially making a little teardrop shape, you basically have to practice that every day. You're working on hip flexors, working on openness of the quads and on the front body. So that's my 2 cents about that. Making your way into your final position, whatever you want that to look like today. Roll those shoulders back and down in whatever pose you found yourself in. Just embracing that openness through the front line of the body. I'm going to roll it up so I can check. So good. Connecting in. Can you take a nice big inhale breath? Can you slow things down? Remembering to breathe. Just feeling that connection and movement throughout the body. Maybe even scan through the body, noticing just how you're feeling now. And just being aware of difference. It doesn't mean that you call it good. It doesn't mean that you call it bad. It just means that there is change and that there is difference.
Take a nice big breath in. Breathe it in. Exhale, sigh it out. One more nice breath in. Exhale, release. Last one, big inhale. Exhale, sigh. I thank you so much for joining me in a nice little yoga class this morning. Take all the time you need to in your rest and restoration pose. And it's really healthy to give your mind and your body that little pause throughout the day. I hope that you do have a wonderful rest of your day or rest of your evening filled with moments of joy. And then I pray that you are always blessed. So thank you and namaste. Beautiful. Tomorrow is Happy Hips class. So if you want to work on those hips specifically, join on in or tag a friend that might be needing it. Thank you. We'll see you next time.